Okay, g'day guys. I'm here today in Franschhoek at a wonderful little wine shop that distributes a range of wines specifically for the Bock & Hope brand. Now, I've got a lovely little table in front of me, and this morning we've got quite a few wines. I'm going to talk about a lot of them, but specifically here I am going to be tasting the Chocolate Block. This is a wonderful little wine. Yeah, but before we get into that, let's talk about some of the brands that we've got in here. I've got Porcupine Ridge. Great Chardonnay and very, very affordable. Certainly tastes way over its price range. If you are looking for a great wine, I'm on board with this one. And new to me, Vinologist. The guys are going out and creating some really funky looking labels. So white, bright wines that are, actually they've got some red wines as well here, but the Sauvignon Blanc, refreshing, hits the palate and extremely drinkable. After some of my hikes, I'm on board with this one, and you'll notice that one is, yeah, it's quite a young fruity wine. Porcupine Ridge and the reds again. Porcupine Ridge go through single varietals. So for those of you who are looking and trying to figure out what we're doing with wines in South Africa, great thing, we're simple people. This is a Shiraz, Sauvignon Blanc. I've got Chardonnay in here. So all your wines that you've got in this range of the Porcupine Ridge are single cultivar wines. If we look at the Wolf Trap wines, these are blends. So there's a little bit more going on inside the bottle, but the great thing about this is they are smoothing things out, they're hitting the edges, and they're just mixing it all up a bit. They're predominantly led by a single cultivar, and then the other cultivars coming in to give it a bit of a hit. So onto the Chocolate Block. This is a Shiraz or a Shiraz. It's lead, 70-odd%. Got a Grenache in there, 11%, a Cinsault, a Cabernet Sauvignon, and a Viognier. So there's quite a lot of blending and getting in there, figuring out what's going on. Quite curious to know. Haven't had this year yet, so we'll have a little look, see what we're doing with. Personally, these tiny, extremely delicate wine glasses terrify me, but they certainly do deliver the wine in a lovely way. Actually, that's really nice. That's quite Moorish. So when you guys are on safari with me, some of the wonderful places we go to, the likes of St. Gita's, your Tinsualos, you're going to come across some of the bottles of wine that we have out here. Your flagships we're looking at in this particular range are your Bock & Hope. I don't think I've got one in here, but you will see tucked away in the cellars a Chocolate Block. Strongly suggest you have a bash at this one. Really enjoyable. This might end up with Invincible's wine themselves. Here we've got a Method Classique Brut. So for those of you who aren't aware of it, we're not allowed to call this champagne. It's made in exactly the same method that my champagne is manufactured with, and bottle fermented, upside down inverted with a like a beer cap on it. They then freeze it, take out the sediment, and top it up with a bit more of what the French call champagne. We call it Method Classique. Delicious bubbles, gotta love it. Guys, when you're in Franschhoek, please stop in here. Have a chat with Innocent. He's the guy that's running the place and knows his stuff. Pretty much can go through the wines. And if you are trying to find out a lot more about wines, this is a great place to start off, where you can actually taste a whole lot of different cultivars, go for the single varietals, figure it out from there, and then put it together. Maybe try some blends to see what you're wanting, what you're looking for in a palate. For me, just going to enjoy this. So enjoy, guys. Oh, that is nice. I like it.